Hey, we're starting today at May 28th, 1:28:52 a.m. Okay, hung up again? Alright. This could get worse than I thought. This could be as crazy as Ben. Okay. Oh man. Alright. Alright, where was I? Okay. I guess I'm recording something. Hey, Brandon, you wanna entertain the YouTube or set this up? You wanna set this up as we await the callback?
I don't know what to say, really.
So we were doing some research tonight. Oh yeah, we were going to research Stockholm syndrome. Where were we with that? And then we were researching Anders Breivik of all terrible things. So here's Stockholm syndrome. Normals syndromet. Oh, and this is they go through different kidnapping victims and the bonding they take with their kidnapper. There's evidence that some victims feel bonding. Oh, that's so terrible. Where abductors develop sympathy for their hostages. Ooh, God.
It's the opposite of Stockholm.
Yeah, it was named after an abduction at the Japanese embassy in Lima, Peru in '96 when members of a militant movement took hostage hundreds of people attending a party. Ooh, I'm gonna put that on Twitter too. Yeah,
like when the guy let the 11-year-old and the 22-year-old survive.
Yeah, exactly. Right, where it's almost incongruous. It doesn't match up with the other behavior. Confusion, blurred memory, delusion, recurring flashbacks, lack of feeling, fear, helplessness, hopelessness, aggression, depression, guilt, dependence. Dependence on captor, and that's like dependent on the abuser for feeling well. Development of PTSD, anxiety, irritability, health conditions, coping mechanism. It can be argued that Stockholm syndrome arises strictly as a result of survival instincts. The victim's need to survive is stronger than his impulse to hate the person who has created the dilemma. A positive emotional bond between the captor and captive is a defense mechanism of the ego under stress. These sentimental feelings are not strictly for show, however. Since captives often fear that their affection will be perceived as fake, they eventually begin to believe that their positive sentiments are genuine. Concept of Stockholm syndrome has grown to include victims of kidnappings, hostage instances, domestic or child abuse, human trafficking, incest, prisoners of war, political terrorism, cult members, concentration camp prisoners, slaves, and prostitutes. It is believed that women are especially prone to developing the condition. It's like maybe we're predated on so much. Stockholm syndrome develops in captives when they engage in face-to-face contact with their captors. And that's even somewhat my theory of like hiding my eyes and wearing hats and things, avoiding eye contact. It helps keep a wall, right? It's somewhat yogic, like you avoid making that one-on-one with someone who wants to become a predator, because in their animal gaze, the second your eyes hit each other, it's either bonding or hatred or danger or sexuality, or it's just like strange how that happens. So captors make the captives doubt the likelihood of their survival by terrorizing them into helpless, powerless, and submissive states. This enables the captors to appear merciful when they perform acts of kindness or fail to beat, abuse, or rape the victims. And that's where like you've been abused so much that when they finally the abuse stops, then you feel like, oh well, but you didn't kill me, so you're nice now to this abuser, or you finally stopped, or you started tweeting about roses again, or whatever.
In regards to econ.
Yeah. Dominance hierarchies. The abuse is stopped for 30 seconds or for a 4-hour nap. Dominance hierarchies and submission strategies assist in devising the syndrome as a result of the oppressive fraternity hazing, basic training. Possible evolutionary explanations support of genuine scientific nature of Stockholm syndrome. Evolutionary adaptiveness. Captured women
Victims that have been wild and should be canceled.
loving to survive. Collective responses to trauma. Their sense of fear surrounding the threat of male violence. This constant fear is what drives these women to perform actions they know will be pleasing to men in order to avoid emotional, physical, or sexual assault as a result of male anger. Recovery involves. Okay, I'm tired now. Learned helplessness. That's terrible. Repeated adverse stimuli beyond their control. Okay, well.